Good morning. Good morning. So glad to see you on another Thursday at 11 a.m. It is time for our segment of Stronger and Better. Please make sure that you are sharing us on today. We have an exciting show that we're going to be asking the question, are you stuck? So many of us are stuck in just different situations. So we just want to talk about that on today. I got my brother who's going to be joining us in a few minutes, Pastor GilGad Davis. So I'm excited to be able to hear what he has to say. So please make sure say hello to me as you're coming in. Want to take some time just so give people, allow them to get in the room, allow them to share it with their friends and their family. And just so glad that you're taking a moment out your day just to say hello and just to participate in the show. And as always, please make sure that you're interacting with us and that you're subscribing to the YouTube channel here at the bottom of the screen. I'm going to put it in the chat. Make sure you hit that subscribe buttons. We're trying to get to a certain amount of people on our YouTube channel to start growing it and to start getting our word out to different individuals. I see people are coming in now. Please, please, please join us live. Join us live here. Interact with us. Say hello. Say hello on today. Let me know that you are listening. So listening. It's another Thursday. Make sure also that you go to the YouTube channel and make sure that you listen to even past programs that we have had on relationships, finances, on just dealing with your spiritual walk and just growing stronger and better in every aspect. Good morning, Madeline. Glad to see you on today. Glad to see you. We got others who's coming in. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning to everybody. Good morning, good morning. I'm going to go ahead and get our show started because we don't want to prolong. And I'm so glad to have my special guest here on today. What's going on,
Hey.
How you
doing,
doing?
Pastor Bailey? Good. We good.
People are still coming in. They saying good morning. So, but
good morning.
Yeah, glad to have you with me. We always have a good time and have good conversation. And when we get in today, really talking about and people being stuck in their circumstances, situations, and whether that's relationships, their finances, just their jobs, where they want to be in life. It's all connected in how we deal with that. So I was amazed at a testimony that you gave a couple of weeks ago, and I thought it would be perfect for our people to hear and the message that you had to deliver. So I want you to just flow and I'll stop here and there just to ask you the questions, and we want everybody to please interact with us. Please make comments in the comment section so we can respond to it. Please interact with us, and if you have any questions, I'm gonna also put on the screen our private text line where you can text us questions and I'll ask the question for you. So please interact with us. Gil, just tell us a little bit about your message and kind of walk us through the message you spoke the other day.
All right. Well, I want to say again, good morning. Thanks for having me, Doc, on your show. I appreciate it. Yeah, not only be a witness for Christ, but to promote your show for greater things, for better things. And that's what we all want to reach for. And that's a lot to do with this subject. In this subject is coming from, and before I get to my story, let me set it up the biblical platform first. Luke chapter 18. In Luke chapter 18, around the 38th verse, 39th verse, it talks about a man that heard that Jesus was coming in town. Many know this story. And as he was passing through, he was crying out, "Son of David, have mercy on me." And the verse that I really want to point out is verse 39. And it says, "And they which went before rebuked him, that he should hold his peace. But he cried so much the more, Thou Son of David, have mercy on me." And I really want to deal with that. He cried so much more. And where that came from is the position he was in. The reason it was so relatable to me, and the reason why it helped me in my go through, God had to show me, just like this man where my position and where I was in my life.
Yeah.
Around 1999, I was diagnosed with end-stage renal failure.
Yep.
And so 1999, I'm a young man, and just doing my things, getting out of school. I was in the PA program, physician assistant program, Springfield College. I'm doing all this stuff, and I get hit with this blow. And many of you know out there, it's only one conversation, there's only one moment, right? That'll change your life or put you in a position where you got to figure out, I go left, do I go right? What do I do? Right. And that was one of those moments. And in those moments, they were searching around to find out what had happened to my kidneys. End-stage renal failure. Renal means kidney. Whatever the virus that attacked my kidneys as well as my heart. So among having congenital heart failure in the process, I had end-stage renal failure, which was unusual because of my lifestyle and the fact that it attacked both kidneys. So the fast forward a little bit, this is the predicament I'm in. Yeah. What happens is I'm dealing with this heart failure, I'm dealing with this end-stage renal failure, and those that know that are on dialysis, I had to go on dialysis. Dialysis is a process by which they hook you up to this machine via needles, and it cleans your blood, right? It does what the kidneys are supposed to do. And so as it's cleaning me, and I'm going through every day, I go from feeling normal, feeling healthy, to now I'm on dialysis. Yeah. And I was on dialysis for 7 years. 7 years being hooked up to a machine. And you don't always feel great. You don't feel good all the time. Your body goes through a lot of changes. And I said, Pastor, what's this got to do with being stuck? Well, we getting there. 7 years, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. After a while, many of you can relate. When you are in a pattern, when you are dealing either with a habit, you're dealing with a situation, I'm going to say this, even a relationship, may even be toxic, but because you are used to it, comfortable with it, you stay in it. Yeah. And so the reason we do that, and the reason I found out what was going on with me, is I became comfortable. And what I mean is I got used to feeling sick. Yeah. I grew up in a single parent home. My mother worked 3 jobs. She was a hardworking woman. I saw her work, sick, rain, shine, right? So that was kind of inputted in me, right? And so as that seed is sown in me, I'm kind of like, so I'm just functioning. Yeah, I'm still working. I got, I'm on dialysis. I go in the morning, afternoon, I go to work, and I'm just, you're going through the motion. You push through, right? They tell you, push through, it's going to be all right. And, just keep it going and keep it moving. And, if you stay still, that's when you'll die and all this kind of stuff. So that's what I'm doing. Right. Moving through it. But in moving through it and doing these things, I learned that my body was adjusting to being sick. Yeah. To being in this predicament. I'm going to say, I hope this is not too rated off anybody.
Because I think that's even in life, Pastor, is that, we get so comfortable that we start adjusting to our toxic relationships. We start adjusting to, our toxic jobs, or, or get comfortable in really being in those situations. So I mean, that's an issue.
Absolutely. And you don't realize how complacent and comfortable you get. And I don't mean to offend nobody. I'm just saying you may not look at it as that at the time or the place you were in now, because I didn't. But I realized that it was my body becoming complacent. This is my fate. This is what I have to deal with. And this is just how I'm supposed to operate going forward. And so I realized I was stuck. I was in this situation. I know you said, Pastor Davis, that's a medical condition. You can't, it's really, nothing you can do about that. I understand that. what I'm trying to get over to you and to all of you that are watching is it's easy to settle in to that type of feeling or atmosphere, even if it's toxic. Even I mean, listen, I 7 years I couldn't urinate. I couldn't, you know, you
start thinking that's what life is supposed to be.
Yeah,
like,
you get used to being that way.
Yeah.
And I used to have a thing called restless leg syndrome, where your legs feel, you just like, you to move, you walk, you do all kind of stuff, you try to work out, and that feeling won't leave. It was crazy, but you get used to it, right? And if you complain or say something, all they're gonna do is give you more medicine, right? So the medicine is keeping you in that predicament. So
let's stop right there. So even when you talk about, you talk about a physical impediment, but when we talk about even relationships, we talk about some of the things that people are going through in their lives. Some of their medicine is alcohol.
Yeah,
they cope with alcohol. Some people do it with these days weed and drugs. And,
definitely.
We find those things to cope it with, or even some people say that I go to the gym and I just work out, or they have eating disorders and those kind of things where you find yourself going through things in life and stuck through these situations, and you try to cope them with other things instead of fixing the situation. So it all relates.
Absolutely. And part of that fixing is, though it was physical for me, it might be emotional for somebody else, it might be professional for somebody else, or in the work area, it's a mindset. It really is. It's a mindset. And one of the things you got to own why you're doing it. Why am I addicted to sex? Why am I addicted to weed? Why am I addicted to gossip? Why am I addicted to being other people's business? Why am I whatever it is, you're addicted to it for a reason. That means there's something left in you. There's a hole somewhere that you are trying to fill. And you run and you do these different things. And I was trying to find, a way to kind of get out of it, but it was such a routine. 3 days a week, 4 hours a day, you on that machine. So I got used to it and my body got used to it, but the Lord had to reveal to me, your mind doesn't have to get used to it. So here's what I'm saying. My prayers changed. My prayers changed. And my prayers changed a lot based on what this individual in Luke did. The Bible says when he came through, he cried out. And so what happened to me was, in my go through my prayer, Lord, give me strength today. Lord, if it's your will, Lord, just help me. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. And the Lord had to reveal to me, stop asking me to do stuff. Praise me. Praise me. And so it's gonna sound crazy to a lot of you. I know y'all say he might have his weed card. But I'm telling you, every day, every other day, you go 3 times a week, every other day. I was going Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So on that machine for 4 hours. And those 4 hours I was on that machine, the Lord said, praise me every hour. And so I would get the Bible and all the Psalms in the Bible that praise God. That's what I was reading. I wouldn't watch TV. I didn't talk a lot to my neighbor. I was praising God. And I didn't realize at the time what God was trying to change my mindset. He said, your body's this way, but your mind doesn't have to be. So in order for me to elevate past that, to pull my body past that, I had to get my mind somewhere else. And so in order to do that, praise worked for me. I don't know what God may reveal to those that are watching, but I know one thing. Prayer to praise was a change for me, because I wanted to, Lord, get me out of this. He revealed to me, praise me. That was uncomfortable. I want you to understand what I'm saying. Praise was uncomfortable in the situation I was in, because I'm in a situation I don't feel good, but he's saying, praise me. I'm in a situation where I don't see an outcome being favorable in my condition, but he said, praise me.
Yeah.
I don't know where you are in your life today, but God will often have you do something that doesn't make sense, that seems crazy. And the reason really is to pull you out of what you feel comfortable in. So to get somewhere you've never been, you have to do some things you've never done. And so I was not used to that. You know, you used to praising God. Everybody feel good, money in the bank. You know, the music is right. The preacher getting down. You want to praise him. But in a dialysis chair where you feel like throwing up, you're nauseous all the time, you're miserable.
Yeah.
That's not the time you feel like hallelujah. But that's what he was telling me, pull your mind up because your body is becoming complacent and is dragging your mind into that same situation. So I had to use the same desire and energy. This man and Luke, the blind man, crying out to Jesus saying, free me. I want mercy. And the reason why his cry was so impactful, mind you, the scripture says those that were in the crowd told him to shut up. Told him to be quiet. Told him you're making too much noise. But they didn't understand. He was tired of being blind. I was tired of being on dialysis. You may be tired in a situation. So that promotes you, even though people may say, be quiet, go in your corner, just go to your go through, do whatever. You got to be in a situation where you are saying, God, do whatever it takes to pull me out of the situation. Get me from this level of thinking so that I can pull my body, I can change my relationship, I can change my business plan, I can change my whatever it is. Get me out of that situation. And a lot of times that's going to be doing the unfamiliar, the uncomfortable. And so in doing that,
you just said something that was so key. And I think we need to talk about that because, you know, sometimes when you're trying to change your mindset, you're trying to get out of this stuck position, those around you do not understand. And they are not at the same place where you are. And so when they were telling him to shut up, they were more concerned about themselves than what he needed at that time. And a lot of times, in order for you to get what you need, you're going to have to block out all the people, all the noise around you in order for you to really hear from God and depend on the word that he gave you. But go ahead, Gil.
Well, I'm glad you said it because two things happen there. And you hit on it. The first thing is a lot of times the relationships, the people that are around you, the reason why they're telling you to shut up is because they are comfortable in their mess and they don't want to. Misery likes company. They don't want to lose their company.
That's it.
Once they see you breaking free, now you ain't got to go over there. You ain't got to do that. You ain't got to talk to them. You don't need this. You don't need that because they want company. Because if you change, the only way our relationship is going to stay the same is if I follow you and change, or I keep you here in the same rut we both in. Right? So the Bible says two can't walk together except they be agreed.
That's it. And a lot of people are scared to get out of their situation because of what we're talking about, because it's comfortable to them. And they don't know outside of that box.
And it's frightening. But listen to what this individual did in Luke. The man was blind, right, Pastor? He's blind. The crowd's making noise saying, shut up, be quiet. The Bible says Jesus called out to him. This man is blind. He's never seen Jesus, never heard Jesus. So one of the things he had to do was silence the crowd and listen for that voice. I feel the preach, man. I'm trying to obey and trying not to get preachy. But he hears Jesus's voice over the crowd. A lot of times you're going to have to hear what God is saying to you over your crowd, over your family, over your friends. You're going to have to listen to that voice. And as he listened to that voice, he moved toward Jesus. You look later, the Bible says he's in front of Jesus, Jesus in front of him, and he says, what do you want me to do for you? What do you want from me? He cried so much that he got Jesus's attention, but he also had to pay attention to the fact, I got to get away from these people. His healing didn't happen in the crowd. I'm just trying to help somebody. It didn't happen in the crowd. It happened with a one-on-one with him and Jesus. The crowd was there, but he wasn't a part of it. God, my maker. You can't be a part of something that's failing if you want to be better. You're going to have to get away from it. Jesus saying, I can help you, but you got to get away from the crowd. How do I get away from the crowd? You got to listen to my voice. And it was hard for me because it was unfamiliar.
And wait a minute, and he was not using his natural senses because he could not see.
He couldn't see.
He couldn't see.
He couldn't see. So he had to pay attention. Yeah, man. And it came from, watch this, an unfamiliar source. Remember, he asked to the crowd, what y'all all yelling about? Oh, Jesus of Nazareth was coming by. Have mercy. You know what I'm saying? He was unfamiliar. He wasn't like, oh, Jesus, yeah, that's my dude. He lived over across the street from me. He didn't know who he just knew he was in town. He was in the vicinity for him to get help. Where are you at in your life? That's where are you in the vicinity of your life that God is saying, I'm in the vicinity. I'm near you. Come on. This your time to break free. This your time to get out. This your time to feel better. This your time to do greater. Where are you in that? And that's when you got to pick up on. But see, when we in that area, we tend to go, well, what does Nuke in them want to do? What does Junebug in them want to do? And then at the time, you always going to know God is calling you or change is about to come because that old past going to creep up. You ain't spoke to Junebug in 10 years. Now, all of a sudden, hey, man, what you doing? Let's catch up. That's a trick, man.
And they still doing the same thing that they were
doing. Same stuff. He ain't had 2 nickels to rub together. When you met him, he still ain't got 2 nickels to rub together.
Right.
Broke people like broke people. Because then, you know what I mean? I'm all right. I feel comfortable around other people that ain't got nothing. You understand? So when you start to see, I'm telling you, you don't know. I grew up in the projects, right? So we grew up poor. It wasn't until I got on this other side of the tracks, right? And you start seeing stuff, you're like, oh, maybe we were poor.
Right.
But you didn't realize it at the time. You think everybody eat mayonnaise sandwiches and drink sugar water. You don't know. You don't know things. So when you see different, and you're exposed to different, you choose differently. But that choosing sometimes is migrating from what you're used to. And Pastor, that is hard. And what I'm saying is when I got a transplant in 2006, kidney transplant, praise be to God, right? The first thing I noticed is how different I felt. I didn't realize how sick I was till I started to feel normal. You said, well, you was normal before that, Pastor Davis, and then you had end-stage renal failure. So you could, that memory got beaten down by 7 years of being sick.
Wow.
Don't let your circumstances beat down in you what you can achieve, what better looks like, what better feels like. Sometimes you'll be in a rut for so long, it beats it down till you forget. So what awoke in me, kidney is transplanted in me was, wow, you know, this burst of energy and you're not tired all the time, man. You know, you able to go to the bathroom and you know.
Oh, did we lose him? All right, hopefully we didn't lose him, or is the mind stuck? It looked like we got him frozen here. Hopefully he'll come back in. Let me see if I can remove him and then bring him back. Hopefully he's not frozen. Oh man, he's giving a great word today. And we're just talking about not being stuck in our circumstances. Hopefully he can reload his program, his app there and get back on. But you know, it's so important what he's talking about in terms of a mindset, changing the mindset and us not being stuck, you know, where we are and not being stuck in our circumstances and really telling ourselves, look, we don't have to stay here. We don't have to stay in this situation. We don't have to stay in this circumstances. It's really dependent on where we set our mind and listening to what God is saying to us, and not listening to the people around us, and really, developing ourselves to understand that God is really calling us to a certain level, and God is calling us to be healed and really take our lives to another level. I see him coming in now. Hold on, here we go. Hey, what's up? You back, man? That word was getting too heavy, man.
Where did y'all look at? The devil's a liar.
Right. That word was getting heavy, man. The devil trying to close this one out, man.
Yeah, but he ain't gonna win. He ain't gonna win. He on victory side.
But I was saying, I was telling people when you was going, is really, what you're talking about is a mindset.
Yes.
And, changing the way we think, and understanding that, God has, if we hearken to his ear, to what he's saying, and and place our ears and block everything around us, and not get satisfied with being in the place that we are, and call out to him, he will provide.
Absolutely.
He'll provide.
It can't be a situation where it happens overnight. You're not going to wake up with this epiphany. I was 7 years just praising God.
Yeah.
My kid didn't come till 2006.
Yeah.
You could do the math, right?
Yeah.
So 7 years I praise him. I know you got the numerologists out there, 7 years of perfection. This and however you look at it, I know it took that for my behavior to change. God said to me, I'm going to loose you when your behavior changes. And so his behavior was my mindset. So the sickness wasn't because of my kidneys failed, but it didn't have to affect my mind to the fact that I felt like I was defeated. I was lost to the point where I got so comfortable. So that 7 years was a training ground to prepare me, for my deliverance. But God said, I can't deliver you until your mind is changed. See, your body, I can deliver you. I can deliver you right now. I can give you more money. I can give you that new house. I can give you that new spouse. I can put you in a new relationship, but your mind ain't ready. So the same thing with Israel. God could have brought Israel to the promised land a lot sooner than 40 years. The problem is in that 40 years, they kept looking back at Egypt. That's the problem. They were stuck. They were stuck in Egypt. So why am I going to give you brand new when you still looking back? Why am I going to give you this new man? Why am I going to give you this new woman when you still thinking about and talking about the old one? You still got their pictures up and the sweater and the ring they got you. And the shoes. You still holding on to homeboy shirt, but you out here looking for a new relationship. It don't work like that. You got to get rid of that stuff and be ready to receive what God has for you. So God couldn't give it to Israel. He couldn't give it to me. And I'm telling you, he's not going to give it to you till your mind is right to receive it. Everybody want to pray Jabez's prayer. But let me tell you, Jabez was ready.
He was ready. He was ready.
You got to be ready for your territory to be increased. You got to be ready. And that happens gradually. That's not overnight. That's not overnight.
That's it. That's good stuff. That's good stuff. So, in terms of, the mind and us getting to where we need to be spiritual. And it's really accountability. And, we have to look at ourselves in the mirror and really understand that, at the end of the day, God will provide, but it's our responsibility to get our minds in the right position and ready to receive what God has.
Right.
And I thank God for even your testimony in terms of what you're going through, and what was impactful. And I don't know if you can elaborate a little bit more, because this is one that started to cut out, was just being, you got comfortable. You were comfortable in your situation, but when you got the new kidney and you felt different, and understand you didn't even know what life was like, on the other side until it happened.
Right. And there's certain foods, those that know that's familiar with the condition, you can't eat, You can't drink too much. This kind of thing, just regular liquid. You can't drink a lot, right? So because you were on dialysis. So when I got this kidney, you want to drink more. You want to try different foods. I had, remember I promised my wife, I said, I was scared to go away out of town because it was a whole lot to do to get a center where you were, to get dialysis, to go through dialysis and all that stuff. So I promised, I said, listen, the Lord free me, we gonna go on a cruise, this and that, right? So, I received the kidney, and bam, one of my first experiences, I'd never been on one. So we're gonna go on a cruise. I got on a cruise with my wife, we had a great time. And I'm saying that to say, when your eyes become open, because your mindset has changed, you're gonna do things and look at things differently and be more adventurous in what you see and how you see it. It really changes not just these eyes, but the eyes in your mind, how you just look at everyday situation. And so I don't take anything for granted, because one of the things I think about is how I used to feel, right?
Yeah.
And so when I see others that's in the same situation or they don't feel good, I'm drawn to them, and I want to pick their spirit up, pick their mindset up, because I see how they are, doing what they're going through. Remember, everything designed in us is to go forward and move ahead. And you can't get stuck in the past. And I know people, well, Pastor, the past helps you. Yeah, you can take glances at the past, but don't go. It's like driving a car.
Up there.
You'll get stuck there. And so driving a car, when you're in a car, do you realize how small the rear glass is compared to the front glass?
Yeah.
The front glass windshield you look at is much bigger.
Yeah.
The rear view mirror you look at is this big.
Even smaller.
And they teach you in driving, right? You just take glances.
Yeah. That's
you
it.
don't you don't hang out there.
You can't go forward like that.
You can't go forward like that. So when Jesus said, no man following me can be looking back, you can't stay looking back. You can take glances. Oh, I remember that time.
Yeah.
But keep moving forward. Oh, I remember that relationship. Woo, that wasn't no good. Take glances, but don't sit in that rear view mirror too long, because you will stay stuck. And I can't stay stuck, because it prevented me from helping those that were stuck or others that were going through the situation. And another thing with vision, it helps you focus on things that matter more. Before that, I'm young, I'm running, I'm here, I'm this, I'm doing that. After my illness, I'm focused more on, building the kingdom, but people. Yeah. What they're going through, how they look. You keen in on little things. When somebody say good morning, hey, how you doing? It'd be a time, if you said something or didn't say something, I didn't care. I was just saying it to be nice. How you doing? What do you say? I kept moving. Now I'm paying attention, right? Yeah. So when you say something, hey, how you doing? How's your day? Now I'm keen, and then what's going on? How can I help? Yeah. So now those things have become more important. You'll be surprised when your mind changes, God pulls you up out of those situations, what becomes more important to you. Because certain stuff now, my grandmother used to say, water on a duck's back. It get on you and you brush it off. You don't stay stuck in a situation too long. You don't go to sleep, mad. You know what I mean? Me and my wife go through something, we go through it. I got time for that. Yeah, we keep it moving. Because you realize how delicate life is. And I go back to Pastor Leroy, that conversation at Hartford Hospital. It was the afternoon. My brother was there. My mother was there. And that one conversation, it changed my life. And so you don't know what moment, how far are you away from that moment. You don't know how far away you are from that incident of it changing your life. So now I value what's important. And the other things that, want to argue with people for 9 days and having grudges for 20 years.
For what?
We got time for that. We got time for that. You know, because life is too short. And think about it like this: and me and you was beefing,
right?
About whatever.
Yeah.
And then they say, "Listen, you got cancer. You got 3 months to live." All that goes out the window. My brother's sick. I want now. What can you see how it changes your vision?
Yeah.
The stuff you were still arguing about, it might still be there, but you don't care anymore. So what changed? The situation didn't change. What I changed.
Yeah.
I changed. My vision changed.
Yeah.
I'm not stuck on that no more. I'm looking at what my brother's ill. Now that doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah.
So, you know, I got a story. My wife ain't want me to tell this.
Oh, where is that? I need to call her.
I don't know if she's watching. We was driving. I think we was driving down Vine Street, and me and my wife. At the time we was driving, we was in an argument, right? So we was going at it, and as we were driving, she was like, you think you know so much. And we was going back and forth, right? And she didn't see what I saw.
Right.
I saw a car running a stop sign.
Yeah.
She was driving, looking at me, yelling. So while she looking at me, I'm looking at the car running, and I'm bracing myself for the impact because and so it caught her. She realizes, well, why are you doing all of that? And then when she turned, bow, right? So he ran it.
Yeah.
He took off. Out here, no insurance, crazy. He ran it, didn't know how to drive. We hit him. But in that moment, we went from arguing to, you all right? See, everything changed in a second.
Yeah.
So you don't know where you are in that life before you like, you make me sick. You make me sick. Wait, boom, life hit you, and you like, all right, that don't matter no more.
Everything just
that don't matter. That don't matter.
Really good.
My wife was discussing. It was arguing. She was getting on me about something. We can call it a discussion. And she was jumping over me. You make, blah, 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 blah. We was younger. it was before all of this, but it was like, wow. And it changed in a moment. And I think about stuff like that. It's funny now.
That's true, man.
Going through it, they don't see what you see. So the situations you were in, people can still talk the same. They still conversating the same, but they looking at your body position. You moving different. Well, why are you moving like that? They don't see what you see.
Yeah.
They don't. They're not ready to be with you. Like you getting ready for your blessing. You getting ready for your impact. My wife, before we bought our house, we didn't have a realtor.
Yeah.
We didn't have no quote. We didn't have our credit check. Nothing. My wife was already packing.
Yeah.
I want y'all to catch that. She was packing. We didn't talk to nobody.
Yeah.
She was like, I'm ready to move.
Yeah.
So she started packing before we talked to anybody. That's the mindset I'm talking about. I didn't understand it. I'm looking at it like, this girl crazy. I'm going up here watch the game.
But she ain't be stuck here. Yeah.
She didn't want to be stuck. Like, I want to go.
Yeah.
And a little sooner, she was not even halfway done with the boxes. Here come the realtor. Here come the house. Here come boom. It happened like that. But her mind, I didn't see what she saw.
Yeah.
She was ready to go. And I was up here like, we got time. Let's call this person. Let's do this. Century 21. Let's do all that. She like, no, I'm packing.
Yeah.
Because everything in her spirit was, let's go. And see, I went upstairs and watched. You got people that's gonna leave you while you packing. Where you going, Barbara? Where you going? You like, listen, I'm out of here. Where you going, Joey? I'm moving. I'm moving. Whether it's spiritually, emotionally, whatever. Start packing your stuff. Leave stuff you ain't gonna take. Get ready to move. That's that mindset. That's how you know you're ready, because you're doing things differently.
Yeah, and I like what somebody just said. I just put it on the screen. It says faith creates.
Absolutely.
That's it. That's
absolutely.
I don't care what it is in your relationships, in your life, your job. Faith creates, and that's a great way to put it.
Absolutely. And that's what that praise was doing for me. I didn't realize at the time. I was just crazy enough to believe what the Spirit of God was saying to me in praise. And all those praises, when you read them, all of them exalt God. Watch this. For what he is capable of doing. Even though I was still in the chair, I'm praising him for healing. That don't make sense to people. I praised him for healing. I praised him for deliverance, but I'm still in the chair. I'm still throwing up. I'm still, feeling bad. But it was elevating. So then when people, when people start to ask you, talk to your conversation changing, how you doing? Well, I'm too good today. I had a bad day of dancing. They put a lot of water on me. I'm tired. It changed. It changed to how you doing? I was like, praise God, he's faithful. He's everything. He's everything. And as that started to change, I'm still on the machine, but everything. And so I was still on dialysis, and people were looking at me going, boy, your skin look better. You get a transplant yet? Nope. You get it? Nope. I'm still on it. But my mind was changing. So my body, God, my maker, my body had no choice but to catch up.
Yeah.
So he prepared me. So once I got that kidney, we was ready to go. But my mind had to be there first.
That's it. I love it. Somebody was asking a question.
Yes.
It said, can you provide 3 essential steps we should take to get ready?
3 key essential steps that we should take
to get
ready. First thing you got to do in getting ready is, and I think you used the word already, is accountability of yourself. You have to realize where you are, because you're saying get ready. Get ready for what? You got to know where you are. It's time to get ready, right? So the first thing you got to do is self-evaluate where you are. I'm going to say this, I don't mean no harm. Stop lying to yourself. Stop lying to yourself.
Right.
You are not where you should be. You are not where you want to be. Tell yourself that. Speak out loud to yourself and tell you, I'm not where I want to be. I'm not where I should be. I need to get there. You got to hear that. You know what I'm saying? The next thing too is evaluate who you around, who you talking to, who you involved with, that prevents you from being ready. What are you dealing with that still got you in that, whether it's a job, whether it's people, whether it's places you still going. If you trying to get ready to make a move or whatever, why are you doing? Well, I'm trying to make this business move. Well, how much money you got? I ain't got nothing. Well, let's start there. I know you're a spender. Change that. You know why you spend so much? Because you're around people that like spending. So you don't see no different. Start hanging out with savers, people that's putting something away. You train your mind and your attitude. So evaluate who you're around. And thirdly, get to it. Get to it. Start making moves. In other words, you got a business you want to start. I don't care where it is. I want to open up a business. Start working on your logo. You gotta make. You ain't talk to the bank people. You ain't talk to them. Start working on. You know what I'm saying? What your logo gonna look like.
Get out
there. That face. Start looking around to see whatever is that relationship. You trying to move ahead, trying to get ready. What do you want? In a relationship, start writing those things down and start making yourself match up to that. Stop being comfortable with the ordinary. If you want somebody that's, I'm just using relationships. I want somebody that can contribute just as much as you're like, well, the dude you with ain't even got a car. So you know what I'm saying? Like, where he gonna take you?
That's right.
So you got to start looking at stuff like that. The female you know what I'm saying? She like to run around. What you want to do? I want to have a family. Well, the girl you with, she here there everywhere. How you gonna have one? Whatever. So you got to start looking at that. So you got to get to it. Start, if it's writing on paper, if it's starting to make moves in that direction, get to it. Move in the direction you want to go. That's what you have to do to get ready. God will always do the rest. But you gotta start the process. You gotta initiate it. Some people want things to just drop in their lap, right? Ring the doorbell. you got a job making $1 million a year. You know what I mean? You know, it don't work like that. You got to get out there and start to make those moves happen.
That's good. That's good. That's good. So can you just give us an overview? I know we're running down to the last minute. Give us an overview of Luke 18 and tell us, how we need to stay out from getting stuck, get away from being stuck, and how to do it.
Well, as in Luke, bring it all home. And as it was with myself, Pastor Davis, what I learned is that God not only does your will, and again, I don't mean to offend. We are so used to praying, Lord, let your will be done. But that's not what Jesus asked us, man. He said, what do you want me to do for you? And that's how your thinking has to be.
Yeah.
When you get in there, your thinking has to be, Lord, this is what I want.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to feel better. I had to do what it took to feel better. This man did whatever he had to do to get the result he wanted. Jesus said, what do you want? He said, I want to see.
Yeah.
I want to see. That's what I want. Now, he was physically blind, but how many of us out there need to pray the same? Lord, I want to see. I want to be able to see my future. I want to be able to see better. I want to be able to see clearly. Because remember, we was ran back, us preachers, we was preaching 2020.
Yeah.
2020 vision. The Lord gonna increase your vision. Hold on. And COVID said, shut up. You ain't see me. You ain't see me coming. You ain't see me coming.
That's
so what we thought was gonna happen blew our minds. Yeah. So the way I want to see, the way we should see is how God sees us and wants to place us in areas of victory, areas of change, areas that we can increase. And Paul said, edify the body. This man wanted to see. And so Jesus granted him what he wanted because he spoke it. You have to speak it. What do you want? Speak it into the atmosphere. And God said, I'll grant it to you.
Yeah.
If you speak what you want. So in my overview to each and every one, and I hope this helps somebody, don't get stuck. Do whatever it takes. Do whatever it takes to get to better, to get greater. Even if you feel you in a rut, even if people tell you in a rut, this man was blind. People weren't against you. You would have thought people would have pushed him ahead. Hey, Jesus, he needs you. Ain't that crazy? The one that needed the help, you would think people would have pushed him toward Jesus so he could get help. People see you and help, and they'll walk the other way. They won't care. They won't try to aid you to get that help. And so one of the things I had to realize, rely on God more than you rely on people and yourself. Rely on him, because people will sometimes talk defeated. And I had an individual that was suffering with leukemia, and they're in remission now. But when I would go visit them, they said, you know why I like you coming to visit me? He said, because you talk and speak life. You don't ever want to be in and say, well, you talking to people, boy, you look bad. Child, are you going to make it? What the doctor's saying. I don't want you visiting.
I don't want you around me.
Stay where you at. Don't call. Don't send cards. You know, they sending you bereavement cards and you just in the hospital. What's wrong with y'all? No, come to me and speak life. And that's where we are. And that's where we need to be as children of God. I don't care how dismal the situation look. You ought to bring life. You ought to bring an uplifting to where you go, and anybody that's around you, you ought to pick them up. And that's what Jesus did to others. And that's how this man got changed. And so that's what's in my heart. People like, man, you smiling and ain't nobody telling a joke. I have joy on the inside. We used to sing a song in my church. This joy I have, the world didn't give it to me.
Yeah, can't
take it away. I'm telling you. We can't take it away because you don't know where I've been. Like this blind man, if you met him today, it was easy for him to silence the crowd. It was easy because you ain't been blind. You ain't been in a situation where you can't see nothing.
Yeah.
And so when you come on the other side, not being able to go to the bathroom, not being for 7 years, now what? Man, you can't tell me nothing. God is able to do everything but fail. And so I always have joy because no matter what you tell me, my God can fix it. He can take care of it, but he ain't going to do it. Poof. He may have to fix your situation by fixing you. Hello. He may have to fix your situation by fixing you. So don't be so, quick to, Lord, change it, because he might have to change you first. That's what he had to do to this man. That's what he had to do to me. To change your situation, to change where you're going, he often has to change you. In order for Israel to make it to the promised land, he had to kill out all those naysayers. They died. And those that were 22 and under, those are the ones that went over to the promised land. I want you to understand what I'm saying. There's certain things in your life you're going to have to kill. You're going to have to get rid of. You're going to have to throw out because they can't go with you into your new future. You got to get rid of them. And so pull yourself away from the crowd. Take glances at the past, but don't be stuck and move forward. Get to it.
Let's get it. Let's get it. I want to repost. Thank you, Keisha Grimes, for listening to these 3 essential steps that Pastor Gil said. He said, number 1, self-evaluate where you are. He said, number 2, evaluate people and the circumstances that you are around. And number 3, start making moves. And that's where we at. That's where we at. Yeah. Brother, I love you, man.
I love you, man. It was a pleasure always.
I love you, man, as always. And, thank everyone for joining us for another segment of Stronger and Better. We're here every Thursday. Next week, I believe my mother and Dr. Robert's going to be back on with us. We're going to actually have a final segment for the summer. Then we're going to take a little month sabbatical. Then we're going to come back and be Stronger and Better.
All right.
So just want to thank everybody for joining us. Love you. Please make sure that you go to the YouTube channel. Hit that subscribe button. There's a lot of topics on there that we want you to go back and watch and experience because God was definitely moving. So thank you once again. Thank you, my brother.
Thank you, sir.
GilGad Davis, what a wonderful and powerful message today.
Praise God. Praise God.
And please, like I said, join us next week and love you all. God bless you.
God bless you. God bless you all.